Hi! So today I'm going to be answering some more questions that I got on Instagram, and I'm so excited for these questions, and it's so nice that people have asked these questions because it shows that they're open to learning about these things, and that makes me really happy. In case you're unaware of where you can ask me questions, if you have any, every day I'm putting up this question box thingy on my Instagram story where you can go and ask whatever questions you have, and everything is anonymous, so feel free to ask whatever you want and I will be answering them in these bunch of videos that I'm doing throughout this month and maybe forever. Okay, I don't want to spend any more time on the introduction. I've got my diary, let's go. Okay, so the first question that I want to touch upon, somebody said, can you please spread some ace awareness? Gladly. So first things first, what does it mean to be asexual? Asexuality is the lack of sexual attraction towards others, or a low interest in sexual activity. Some people consider asexuality to be their sexual orientation, and others describe it as an absence of sexual orientation. Simply. So I found some frequently asked questions on Google, and I'm going to attempt to answer them since we're spreading some ace awareness. How do I know if I am asexual? So just like any other sexual orientation, you're able to give it a certain label if you see a certain pattern in your sexual attraction towards people of certain genders or other genders or all genders or no genders. There's a lot of different variables in it, and I guess the only way to put a label on what your particular sexuality is to find a pattern as to where you see yourself feeling sexually attracted or not feeling sexually attracted. So if you feel like you've never really felt sexually attracted towards any other person, regardless of gender, or if you want to specify gender, when I say attracted, I mean only sexual attraction, because there's a whole spectrum of different types of attractions that if I start talking about it now, I'll have to make a whole other video about it. But maybe I could touch upon it in a future video. But for now, every time I use the word attracted, let's just keep in mind that I'm speaking only about sexual attraction. So say you never really experience attraction towards males or females or non-binary people or any gender for that matter. It could be likely that you are asexual. So yeah, if you notice some kind of pattern happening in that sense, that could give you some answers. Obviously, that is not like the rule. Things can keep changing, you can keep discovering. We're back with the discovering. You can keep discovering that you feel sexually attracted towards different people as you move on with your life. So, you don't have to be so stuck in a box of this is my label, this is what I am. Feel attracted to whoever you want to feel attracted to, and don't feel attracted to whoever you don't want to feel attracted to. Another question was, can asexuals have a crush? So again, this brings us to the difference between sexual attraction and all other forms of attraction, where an asexual person may not feel sexually attracted towards another person, but they could be romantically attracted towards them, which could end up in them having a crush. So yeah, it definitely can happen. Sexual attraction is only one type of attraction that you feel towards a person. It's not the only one. Another question I saw in a lot of places was, is it healthy to be asexual? Simply the answer is yes. In the sense, it's not unhealthy to be asexual. Being asexual just means you don't feel sexually attracted towards other people. There's nothing unhealthy about that. Another question is, what does asexuality feel like? This is particularly interesting because I feel like for everybody it's kind of like a strange area in your brain when you're trying to fathom what a different sexual orientation would be like, because it's so strange for you in your brain, and not strange in a negative way. It's just like wow, that's a thing, that's so cool. I wish I knew what it felt like, because everyone sort of feels one particular way, or maybe a few ways through their life, and they may not be able to experience all kinds of sexual attraction. So the ones that they obviously cannot experience because of not choice, because it's obviously not a choice, but just because that is not what their orientation is. It is quite an interesting thing to get to know that this is also a possibility, and it's so intriguing that there are people who experience life in this particular way that I couldn't even fathom. It's really interesting. So yeah, the question is, what does asexuality feel like? I'm just gonna read out this answer that I found because I feel like it sums it up really well. Some people will experience arousal and some will masturbate while having no interest in having sex with another person. Some asexual people do not want to have sexual contact while others may feel sex neutral. Other asexual people will engage in sexual contact to gain an emotional connection. Another crowd favorite question. Can someone become asexual? No. Is asexuality a hormone imbalance? Asexuality is not a hormone imbalance nor a medical issue. It is not a mental health issue either, and it does not need to be cured. Asexuality is also neither abstinence nor celibacy, both of which are conscious behavioral choices that any person of any sexuality may engage in. Just because you are sexually inactive does not make you asexual. Asexuality is the lack of sexual attraction that you feel towards another person. So I hope those questions did justice to shedding a little bit of light on what asexuality is all about. But before I'm done with this question, I just wanted to share these two articles that I found that I will be linking in the description so you can read the entire article, listing a bunch of famous asexuals in history and in TVs and movies. Representation. I have to say though, I haven't done enough research to know whether these things are true or false, but it's just nice to know that there was a possibility that these really cool people that everybody knows about could be asexual. Some of my favorite ones that I found out were Emily Bronte, Isaac Newton, Nikola Tesla, Salvador Dali. In a lot of places, I saw people claiming that Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter was asexual. That would be super cool. I like her. Newt Scamander from Fantastic Beasts, my favorite character. I've heard a lot about Elsa being asexual. I could see that. A lot of people have mentioned Todd from BoJack Horseman. That seems to be one of the most famous asexual representation in TV. I like that. Apparently Bilbo Baggins as well. I'll take it. Sheldon Cooper. I could see that. And my personal favorite, SpongeBob. Okay, moving on to the next question. What is bisexuality and why is biphobia bad? As a bi person, I would love there to be more clarity about this. Okay, what is bisexuality? Simply, bisexuality means being attracted towards males and females or more than one sex or gender. Now the second half of the question, why is biphobia bad? Well, it's not just bad, it's just unnecessary and terrible. Honestly, being phobic towards any kind of sexual orientation or any orientation or just towards people in general for no real concrete reason is just unnecessary. The thing I don't understand or just cannot fathom about the whole concept of people being homophobic, biphobic, or just like queerphobic in general, I don't know where it comes from. Like I will never believe the whole scientific explanation because whatever scientific explanations people are giving are completely invalid. They do not make sense. They aren't scientific at all. And like, I don't understand why people can't just accept others for the way they want to be. I cannot stress this enough. Somebody else living their life happily the way they want to without it harming anybody else negatively is none of your business. It really is not that hard to comprehend. Let everybody live the way they want to live. Let everybody be attracted to whoever they want or not attracted to whoever they don't want. It's not going to affect your life in any possible way. I promise you that. Think about it this way. You have an apple tree in your garden. Your neighbor has an apple tree in their garden. Your neighbor plucks an apple from their apple tree. Does it mean that there are any less apples on your apple tree? It does not. You bother about your apple tree, let them bother about their apple tree, and they are free to take as many apples as they want from their apple tree. They're not touching your apple tree. I have said apple tree too many times now. It sounds weird. Apple tree. Apple tree. apple tree. Anyway, your apple tree is unaffected. You have no business telling your neighbor whether or not they can pluck apples from their tree. It's their tree. Let them pluck whatever they want. And after plucking, they can choose to eat it. They can choose to feed it to somebody else. They can choose to crush it on the floor. It's none of your business. It's their apples. Let them do whatever they want. In conclusion, biphobia is out. Binoculars are in. Did I just say that so I could show you my super cool binocular glasses? Absolutely. They zoom in real life. How cool is that? Wow. Next question. If someone's pronouns are they, them, what do we call them instead of sir or miss? Love the question. Love it. If you find an answer, please let me know. All of these terms that we use are just so binary. Just the other day I was having a conversation with a friend of mine and we were trying to figure out when she has a kid, what would I be to the kid? Because I'm not an uncle or an aunt. We were trying to figure out what could my title be, and we settled for now on uncle. Which personally I really like. But if anybody has any like super cool gender neutral suggestions, please let me know in the comments. It would be really, really cool. So in one of the previous videos, I had shared this image which gave like alternative gender neutral all-inclusive terms to be used for like crowds of people, but it didn't really specify anything for individual people. If I find something, I'll be sure to share it in like a future video. As of now, I wish I had an answer for you. I just say, just call the person by their name. Fun fact though, in case you're unaware, there is a very valid and used gender neutral prefix. Instead of using Miss or Mr, you have MX. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, I love it. So the X sort of removes the gender from the title. It's lovely. For she, they, he, they pronouns, could you give an example as to how and when to refer with which pronoun? Okay, interesting question. I just remembered I was supposed to be working on this while filming this video and I'm almost done and now... Anyway, how do we use he, they, she, they pronouns within the frame of one moment? Say for example, we're talking about person X. Person X is a singer and person X also loves to make YouTube videos. Person X is nobody in particular, it's just a random person X. So say I was talking to somebody about said person X. I would say, oh, so you know X, she's a singer. They also make YouTube videos that are super entertaining and educational and I love them and I watch all of them. And she also plays the ukulele and sometimes they also play the piano. But mostly I've heard her sing and their a cappella covers are super cool and I love all of them so much. She's super talented and they seem like a super cool person. That's how you use it. Not talking about anybody in particular. This is just person X. This is one of my favorite questions that I've got in all of the questions that I've received. It just hits the right spot and I have so much to say about it. The question is, what are your thoughts on people changing gender while singing songs? Let me put it this way. I'm not against somebody else doing it. Personally, I would never do it. I sometimes do find it a little cringe, but there are exceptions. Okay, sometimes it happens that you are singing a particular song or performing a particular song or playing a particular song, whatever it is, for a specific person. In that case, I'll allow it. Change the gender because you're doing it for a specific reason. If you're just singing a song casually or even if you're just recording a cover or something like that, then I don't see the need in changing pronouns in that case. Because why? Like, I get it, you're straight and all and that's cool and whatever, but is it really the end of the world if you are a guy and you sing to a guy as the song is written, or if you're a girl and you sing to a girl as the song is written? Is it the end of the world? Do you really need to change the pronouns? Because sometimes like the song just doesn't sound right with different pronouns. I mean, it might just be because we're so used to hearing the original being sung with certain pronouns, so that makes sense. But like, what is the need? What are you trying to prove by changing the pronouns, especially when you're just casually singing the song? Why? just let it be. I guess it's just one of those things, you know, it's like there's nothing wrong with doing it, but as long as like you have the right intentions. Because I know for a fact there are definitely people who change the pronouns because they don't want to sound gay. And in that case, I'm completely against it, because first of all, what's wrong with sounding gay? That's not even a thing. And secondly, like, is it the end of the world if you're a guy and you're singing a song to another guy? Like, is that so bad? Or if you're a girl and singing a song to another girl, is that so bad? I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things where it's like, you don't have to do it. If you do it, it's fine, I guess. But like, why do you have to do it, you know? Think about that for a second. So yeah, that was all the questions that I am going to be answering today. I hope that they were informative and educational and you learned a little bit about something. If you have any more questions, what am I doing? If you have any more questions, you can ask them to me on Instagram and I will hopefully answer them in the coming week, because this is the last week of June. Pride month is almost over, but Pride is not over. Pride is forever. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned a little something. And if you'd like to check out the previous videos that I've done, they will be, what is it called, linked here? I don't know, that little circle thingy, I don't know what to call it. They will be here. You can click on that and it'll take you to a playlist where all of those videos will be in one place. How convenient. And they will also be linked in the description if that's easier for you to do. Okay, so you can subscribe if you want. If you don't want to, that's fine. If you like the video, you can like it. If you didn't like it, you can dislike it. And if you want more videos like this, you can let me know in the comments below. And if you want to listen to some of my music, you can head over to Instagram, link in my description. Okay, bye! I almost hit my head on the table when I went down right now. Today we have green mess. Green mess. Oh goodness. Oh, it's fallen. It has fallen. Bye.